session. I hope that all of you can hear us well. If not, then again, let us know if there's anything wrong in the private or a public chat. We're going to hold this session in English since there are also English-speaking people with us. And we assume that all Estonian speakers can also understand English. Unfortunately, our English-speaking guests can't speak Estonian. My name is Anto Liivet. I'm the head of bachelor programs in Estonian Business School and going to moderate today's session. Before I'm going to introduce you, my colleagues who are here with us today, may we share a brief introductory video with you. This brief information session should take around 1 hour and is designed to help you to be a bit better acquainted to Estonian Business School, our students, the student life, and the community. May I first of all briefly introduce my dear colleagues who are here with me today and eager to answer all the questions you may have regarding the school, the programs, the delivery of studies and so forth. So we have Lina Reimann with us, the admission specialists. We do have here our study consultants, Shayla and Made, on the background, willing to answer and discuss all the things related to delivery of the programs and our organizational details. And we also have our students of 2 bachelor programs, Liisa Maria Lillevee, the student of entrepreneurship program, and Carmen Maria Kotter, our international business administration program student. May I also draw your attention on only 2 rules of the webinar I kindly ask you to follow. First of all, we would appreciate if you turn off your cameras and microphones until you're not wishing to speak. And second of all the questions you would like to ask right away could also be written down in the public chat room. So we are able to maybe structure those questions, and our presenters are willing to answer and could answer the questions posed already during their presentations. May you please also bear in mind that this session will be recorded. Of course, we are not going to share the names of the participants until you are not writing anything down in the public chat room. If that's okay for you, we'd like to start with a little poll, figuring out what is your reason for joining our today's session. So there are 4 options to choose between, whether you're here to get more information about the programs and EBS, to hear more about student life, becoming more confident about your decision to join the EBS family, or just killing some time during the go-by the outbreak. And you can see the polling options on the screen or on the slide. And would you please give your vote by pushing the appropriate letter? Okay, here are the results. By far, around 2/3 of the participants would like to obtain more information about EBS and the programs. But there are also some people who'd like to more about the student life and raising their confidence that they are close to making the right choice by applying to Estonian business school. Thank you for sharing. And may we move on now. A brief introduction would start with my story. And my story in Estonian business school started around 19 years ago when I applied here. And 19 years is quite a bit of time, to be honest. And if anyone told me back then that next close to 20 years of my life is or are going to be related to this school, I would have escaped probably. But I have really enjoyed the different roles in Estonian business school, being the student lecturer, later on also for working for our executive education department and so forth. So what I especially appreciate about EBS is the fact that actually EBS is the most international and, to be honest, the one and only business university in Estonia. And since Estonia has been considered to be one of the leading digital societies in the world, that's quite something, I think. I'm really proud of our alumni. Amongst those, there are unicorn founders, managers of smaller and bigger business organizations, but also in public sector institutions, serial entrepreneurs. And it's quite an interesting fact that lately 4 of EBS community members were among those people who, with their teams, reached to the top 3 positions in our business competition, Ajujahte. So we may say that Estonian Business School graduates find it quite comfortable for themselves to fulfill their dreams in the business world. There are some pieces of information about EBS on the slide describing how we are helping our students to fulfill their dreams and pursuing their career prospects. We try to keep the classes small to be able to pay enough attention on all the students and support their individual development. We also hold a nice contact with the corporate world. There's a mandatory internship in all our bachelor programs, together with the flexible organization of studies, personal study consultant for every student he or she is able to turn to. And in 2011, we successfully established the branch of Estonian Business School in Helsinki, and we also have more than 60 partnership agreements with universities and business schools around the world. And all our students have an access to the mobility program and mobility semester. So if you guys like to spend the semester or maybe even the whole year somewhere abroad, our partner universities are welcoming you. And later on, our students are also going to share their experience and reflections on whether they enjoyed this time spent abroad. When referring to international aspects, then EBS is also the only university which has international accreditation for its business program. Our International Business Administration program holds EBS accreditation, which pretty much puts it amongst the very top class business programs around the world. We have around 1/3 of our students, international students. Our faculty members usually also have the business background, so they are able to bridge the gap between theory and practice. So may we turn to the next slide now? Okay, so all in all, from the next fall, all the applicants are able to choose between 3 bachelor programs. First of which is the Entrepreneurship and Business Administration program. Right now, it is the most popular choice amongst all the programs we offer. This program is delivered in Estonian, and it's a 3 years program for daytime students, 3.5 years program for our session-based studies. There are many wonderful companies what the graduates of the program have established, including Veriff, which is quite probably the next unicorn born in Estonia, but also other brands you're able to see on the slide and might be acquainted to already. This entrepreneurship program enables you to create your own student company if you like, and we also enable our students to pick the subjects of specialization according to their preference, whether it is technology business, creative business, or professional sales. And all our programs include the mobility semester, which is usually a third semester, and it is composed by the elective subjects only. So all the credits will be transferred, provided that what you study abroad is in accordance with the learning outcomes of the program. So may we move on now? Yep. So International Business Administration is the EBS accredited program by EFMT, which is one of the 3 most famous accreditation boards worldwide. And in this program, you can choose between 2 specializations, marketing and communication, or finance and accounting. When the first program I briefly introduced, entrepreneurship program, is mainly designed for those who are dreaming about starting their own business after the graduation. Then International Business Administration program, the oldest bachelor program we have, and the kind of crown jewel, is designed for those who are dreaming about starting their business career in a well-established international companies. And usually our graduates start as a first line or middle managers or functional specialists. They are often working in international teams. Maybe one of the most famous graduates of this program is Ott Kaukver, the vice chairman of Twilio company, but we also had the chairman of the board of AdCash, the founder of Jobadical, and founders of Bolt, amongst our most remarkable alumni of this particular program. And we also had the third program in our portfolio, which is coming out and will be launched from the fall 2020. And this program is Entrepreneurship in Digital Era. That's a brand new program devoted to those who are dreaming about learning entrepreneurship in Estonian, in English, and this program might be a good choice for those who are also dreaming about maybe starting with their own startup company and developing it further on. This program, as said, is delivered in English, and it's very much a team-based learning process, what you are going to experience. So step by step, you are going to create and develop your own company through different stages of company lifespan or life circle. So we are going to combine the storytelling and problem-based approach, and it's also very much about team teaching. So our lecturers are going to work closely hand in hand to coach and train the teams to succeed. This program will be delivered only in a daytime format right now, and as said, it really expects our students to be willing to devote enough time and energy to learn in teams, to work in teams, and who knows, maybe after graduating from the program, you and your classmates are also about starting your own business and becoming one of the new unicorns born in Estonia. But I would like to close it here after sharing some bits of information about scholarship and financing options. In case you'd like to apply for a scholarship, we make those decisions case by case based on your application letter, and we also provide a study loan in cooperation with InBank. So feel free to figure out more on our web page if you like. And now I would like to give a floor to Liisa-Maria Lillebee, our alumni of Entrepreneurship and Business Administration program, to share her thoughts with you. What was your learning experience about, Liisa-Maria? So would you please be so kind and take it over here?
Thank you, Anton. So, hi everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm an alumni of EBS. I studied business management and entrepreneurship, and I specialized in the creative economy. I graduated last spring, and my course was in Estonian language. I am today the co-founder of Bazaar, and I've been working on my startup now for almost 3 years. Before I joined EBS, I knew I wanted to become an entrepreneur or work in business in general. But my background in both the fields was pretty much close to zero. I just had this great need for self-realization, and I knew I wanted to learn different aspects of business, but I didn't know what interests me the most. I remember I was following a few people on Instagram who were studying in EBS, and the stories and posts they always shared what's happening inside of that little community and EBS house always seemed so fun and challenging that I needed to try it out myself. So in the end, the two specific reasons why I chose EBS were, so the first one was I knew I wanted to start a career as an entrepreneur, and therefore I needed all the knowledge about how to start a firm, and I really needed to learn from the best. The second reason was that I wanted to surround myself with people that were as driven and ambitious as I was. I really wanted to connect and learn together with different people. I have always been a big believer that the environment that you put yourself in is going to make a huge difference in your life, your goals, and your thoughts in general. So in EBS, you really can feel the shift in your mindset pretty fast. So the two main reasons why I joined EBS were knowledge and people. The number one reason I chose the entrepreneurship and the business administration program was because it pushed us to act and be real entrepreneurs from the beginning. The program has a course already in the beginning where you need to start your own business, as Anto already mentioned, and you need to come up with your own idea. You need to pitch it in front of everyone in the course. And remember, it's in your first year, so you don't know anyone yet. And you have to do it in front of everyone in the course. So it's pretty terrifying in the first place. But yeah, then you have to find a team for your idea, and you really have to make it work. The course lasts for a year, so there's a lot of work, and you really get to experience all the parts of starting your own company in this course. And this experience in particular was so valuable that it showed me as well from the beginning that EBS really pushes us and programs us into this doer kind of mindset right away, that you have to have hands-on in everything that you learn. So, and in the program, you can choose to specialize between creative economy, technology business, and professional sales. There's a slight difference in the courses, but overall, you're pretty much having the same classes. For example, the specializations vary with we're going to take your practice course as well. I did mine in a PR agency as I was in the creative economy. Some went to music industry or more fashion industry, and people from technology business course went to technology firms and sales as well, so on. And during my first year, the more I got to know EBS, I really decided to go all in with the university and seize every opportunity that were. And I can say to you that there are a lot of opportunities in EBS where you can participate and improve yourself. For me, the opportunities I took on included working in student council and also studying abroad. I honestly have to say, I was really surprised in a positive way, of course, how EBS supports their students with the process of studying abroad. Everything with the paperwork, helping to pick the right university where to go until the end when you're going to come back. I was speaking among top business schools in the world, so it's pretty crazy actually where you can go from Estonia. And what made me go as well was the first two reasons why I came into university in the first place, which was to gain more knowledge and to meet more like-minded people. And before I even knew, I was on a one-way flight to Milan to study in Bocconi. And I can tell you that Erasmus is fun, but it is emotionally and study-wise so hard as well. But the best part is, of course, about the Erasmus that you really come back with a totally different perspective and a global mindset. And you gain so many experiences and knowledge inside yourself that no one can take away from you. So that's why Erasmus is definitely a life-changing experience. As the university program includes starting your own business, writing business plans, working in practice, and studying abroad, and many other possibilities, you really learn a lot about yourself, what you like, what you don't like, what you want to do, and what you really don't want to do. So these 3 years are really gonna make an advantage for you and grow you as a person as well. My journey as an entrepreneur started at my second year in university. I was working in a clothing shop, but long story short, it went bankrupt, and me and two of my coworkers decided to start our own online shop. We launched with the company while I was in Milan, so nothing is impossible. You can study, go abroad, and launch a business at the same time. We managed to run the company for 2 years. The idea was great, but our team wasn't. In the end, we saw that we're great friends, but we're never going to last as business partners. So by the time I decided to start to close down the business, I was already working in the Bazaar startup. And yeah, how I got my way to Bazaar was I met the founder through my best friend, whom I met in EBS. So in the end, the two main reasons why I came to EBS have directed me to a place where I wanted to be. I gained knowledge and I met like-minded people. These 3 years definitely changed my life in so many ways that I can talk about it for another hour here. But yeah, training EBS and doing a semester in Bocconi have been definitely the best investments I've done in my life. And I really encourage you to take part and go all in with the university experience as I did. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, I'm going to be here the whole part. And yeah.
Thank you, Lisa Maria. I do have a question. What was the most challenging thing you needed to face during your studies, or you really had to overcome?
I think the hardest part was financial courses. These really challenged with their homework, definitely, because EBS is a very flexible university so that you can work and start businesses at the same time, but it's not flexible with the exam dates or your paperwork dates. So if you have pressure from the school, then it's a challenge. And yeah, the financial parts were a challenge.
So it wasn't a too easy ride. You really needed to put some effort in those courses and hours as well, if I get you right.
Definitely.
Okay, good to hear. Thank you so much. And Lisa Maria is going to stay here with us. So in case you like to discuss something more, feel free to do so. And our public chat is open for all the questions, comments, and ideas. So we can keep on talking there as well. Carmen Maria, the floor is all yours to share your learning experience with us.
Hi. So my name is Carmen, and I'm a student of International Business Administration. And I'm also going to talk about a little bit of our student council life. So it's my second year in EBS currently, but I have been here altogether for 5 years now. From an early age, I already knew that I wanted to study business and be in the business world. So I chose to start my high school journey from here as well. I decided that I want to study internationally just because I wanted to study in English, and I want to do my future business and my career also internationally. And so, Lisa, you can put the next slide. Also, the thing why I knew that I'm gonna go to the international field was since I studied 25% in English already in the high school here. Then I decided, since all my friends here were like Estonians, then I knew that I wanted to broaden my network. And right now, I can say that I have a lot of friends who are from Russia, Finland, South Africa, USA, and other many interesting countries that I talk to on day-to-day basis. In my international field, I chose to study finance since I'm really a math person, and I'm interested in marketing as well, but I want to choose a bit more challenging part. So, but you have two options. You can study either marketing or finance, but the base is very similar to all of us. We started all together, and from second year you start more specializing. As Lisa Maria, I also had an exchange year or exchange semester, but I chose France, and specifically I was in Paris. Since we have so many great schools to choose from, then just wanted to go to a bigger city, and I also wanted to. I have always been dreaming about living in Paris, so that was an easy choice for me. And as Lisa mentioned before, I'm very glad that we got all the help from school, since I thought it's going to be a lot harder to go out and find a school or do the paperwork, but everyone at school was very, very helpful. So actively in EBS, I'm also part of the student life. And our student council here is very, very cool. I can only say positive things about it because I have been part of it for 2 years now. And I have gotten so many amazing opportunities to do a lot of great projects or throw events or visit some conferences. And we have a lot of different fields to choose from. So currently, I'm the head of marketing department in our student council, but last year I was the head of sports. So I really got the most out of both experiences. We throw different kind of events from sports to parties to mindset conferences, or even we do our little get-togethers just to develop our own business ideas. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to go to the student council as well was just because I want to have a bigger network in school and actively communicate with like-minded people. And I feel it was a great opportunity for me to go there and learn how to do different projects or draw events. Because even though if we go out to a sport event in Estonia with our school, then all the people who come from our school, and also usually alumni come, then people end up talking about new business ideas or how could we work together or ask for advice and so on. So it doesn't matter where we are or what we do, we end up talking about business and always creating more opportunities how we could work together. So another thing which is cool about our student life is that since our school is small, which is only great, then we have a lot of ways to bring more events to our school, which are actually interesting and what people actually want, because we ask a lot of advice from our students. And from this year, we started a new chapter as an investment club, and I think this has been very great. So do you have any questions to me about student life or living abroad or our international side of EBS?
Well, yeah, it's not about the time to turn on your mic if you like to ask something, or just write it down in the public chat room. Carmen, you're also the alumnus of EBS Gymnasium, so your EBS experience overall is quite a long one already. How do you see your future? Are you anyhow planning to stay connected with EBS community also after the graduation?
I think most definitely, since all the people I talk to right now are all from EBS. And well, I mean, on my friend group. And I think even work wise, it's like I have gotten a very good start from here. And I will always, even after I graduate, I will come back to join our events and do stuff together, because just the family here is very, very good. But thank you. If someone has questions later, then you can just write down below.
Yeah, and by the way, you can also write the questions in private chat if you, for some reason, like to ask anything from our students or alumnus. Thanks for sharing, Carmen, and let us turn to Lena now. Lena is our admission specialist and also MBA student. So The best of our students can also work for EBS. Welcome, Lina, and feel free to share everything you like.
Thank you, Anto. I am here to maybe talk to you about how to apply to EBS, because I hope the previous presenters and the information you got today, they actually made you more interested about our community. And now I will give you some information how to join us if you would like. First of all, if you would like to join us, you will have to submit the application. The slide might be a bit, seem a bit difficult, but actually it's quite easy. So if you are a local student, then you should do it through SAIS. If you're Finnish or international applicant, then your application should be done through Dream Apply system. When you fill out your application, then it will take you some time, because additionally to your school information, we will also ask you about your motivation and ambition connected to EBS, because we want admission committee already meet you through your application. And after you submit your application, then you will have an opportunity to have the admission interview with the committee. And committee consists usually of head of the program, some lecturer, also someone from students or alumni. Like today, for example, as you see, we also include different parts of EBS in this information day. When it comes to EBS admission interviews, they happen more than once. The next ones are going to be in May, and then we have interviews in July. If you would like to apply to EBS Tallinn, then the dates are below. The things that you see under Finnish, they are for EBS Helsinki. For example, if you are an Estonian student who wants to apply to EBS Helsinki, then your application should be done in Dream Apply, and then the dates for like in the table under Finnish are the ones that you should follow. And if you are an international applicant, so you will be able to have your admission interview during April till June. We will agree on the interview with you separately. And admission interviews are also an opportunity for you to ask different questions from our lecturers, our students, our alumni, and they will be able to share their experience with you during the interview. So yes, these are the main things that you need to keep in mind. I would also say that we have very step-by-step application process written on the webpage. But if you will have any questions about how to apply to EBS, and this seemed a bit too much right now or a lot of information, then feel free to let me know. But all in all, I would suggest that you do your application as soon as you can. Be encouraged to do them already in May. And if your question is also about entrance exams, because, for example, in Estonia, we don't know what will happen to state exams yet. Right now, they should be happening, but what happens if they're not? So I want to assure you that if there are no state exams, then there will be the entrance exams, and EBS is prepared to hold them, if necessary, online as well. So you don't need to worry about that. You will be able to apply to EBS anyway, because we are here to provide a sufficient and good application process for you, no matter what happens. So this is a brief introduction about admission. If you will have any questions, feel free to ask them either now or a bit later.
Thank you so much, Lina. And now it is the time for questions and discussion. The first question asked was about internship opportunities. we do have a mandatory internship in all our bachelor programs. It provides you the 6 ECTS credits, and every student will have a mentor provided by the internship organization together with the internship coach, who's a member of our faculty. We are going to help all the students to reflect on their internship experience and relate that to the content of the studies in group coaching sessions. We do not push our students choosing one or another internship place. So you're free to choose your internship provided it's in accordance with your learning outcomes and related to the content of the program. And we also do provide the best students an opportunities for the special internships in cooperation with the selected employers. So the best students are also headhunted by our corporate partners. Another question I see in the public chat room is availability of scholarships. There are basically 3 criteria to be awarded with the scholarship, which is a deduction of the tuition fee. And first of all, we are curious about understanding the motivation of an applicant to study precisely in EBS. So we are willing to understand better how do you think EBS and selected program could contribute to your career prospects. Second of all, we choose the applicants based on the level of ambition. We would very much like our potential students to be able and willing to dream big. And third of all, we take into account your previous study records, your GPA, your English and math skills, together with your ability to present yourself. And all in all, those students who we see to be adding some value to their study groups, or those ones who bring something extra to the classroom, which enables their fellow students to gain something valuable from their learning experience, will be awarded with the scholarships. Another question asked by Caroline is the entrance exam. Maybe some of my colleagues can answer that one. Lena, are you there somewhere?
Yep, I'm here. Already saw the question. So the entrance exam will be according to the study program that you will choose. So it will be according to the requirements for the program. For example, for entrepreneurship program, you would need, for Estonian one, you would need Estonian exam and English exam. For international business administration, you will have English exam and mathematics will be assessed. And for the new entrepreneurship program, there will be English entrance exam. So basically, if you are, if you cannot remember it right now, then you can also go to our homepage. There is the admission part, and all the requirements for each program are written out there. So by the requirements, you know which entrance exams you will need to take. But of course, we will inform you once again once you apply, so no worries about this.
Agnes is asking a very important question, I think. What is the difference between the current and the new entrepreneurship program? So the differences, I would say, are mainly threefold. Firstly, the new program will be run in English. The current program is delivered in Estonian. Second of all, the new program will be available only in daytime format. The current program is available in daytime and the session-based format. And maybe the last one is the biggest or the most crucial difference. The new program expects all the students to contribute to team learning process. So pretty much everything what you're going to learn and all the tasks you are expected to fulfill all the challenges you're going to cope with are teamwork based. So if you feel that you would like to work in teams, study in teams, bring your effort into the group work, the new program is probably the one for you. If you feel that you need to be more flexible in terms of designing your individual learning process, the current program is probably a better choice for you. Okay, Arthur is asking how much time do students spend on average per day at university lectures? Sheila, Mare, I think it's time to show you as well to our guests now, if you're here, there somewhere.
Yes, this is Sheila speaking.
All right.
So I'm the study consultant for the English-speaking program, the International Business Administration one. And this is a good question because it really depends on many things. So it could be that on one day you have more lectures, you have 2 or 3 lectures, and then the next day you have 1, or maybe you even have a day off. So it's a bit difficult to really give a number in that sense, I would say. But,
okay, but maybe we can give a rough indication.
Rough indication. Maybe Mother has a quicker answer to this, whilst I try to calculate it in my head.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mata here. So I would say the daytime studies, I think you still need to make the effort, and it takes time. Of course, everybody, it's depending on everybody's capabilities. But let's say 4 days a week, you will have lectures from, let's say, 12 to 3 o'clock at least.
So all in all, it of course depends on what is your workload or how many ECTS credits you are expecting to pass. But usually, yeah, you spend in around half a day on the 4 days of the week if you are on daytime studies. Yes, Agnes, it is possible to change the program during your studies. However, in order to graduate the new program, you may like to make sure what is the number of courses and credits needed to graduate from this program. There is some overlap, of course, between the two current programs, but there's also quite a bit of differences between those programs. Okay, beautiful question, Johannes. Yes, it is provocative, but you can bet we've been prepared for that. I think probably three things. First of all, EBS is the most international business university in Estonia. We are really focused and we are concentrating on what we are good at. EBS is the only university in Estonia which has internationally accredited business program, and we also have probably the best balance between so-called theory and practice, or the best capability of bridging the gap between the theory and practice. At least that is what our graduates and those students who have studied in different universities argue. And the last argument is that we have much more flexible organization of studies. So it's more personal learning experience, including smaller classes and more attention on your individual development compared to the public universities. Arthur asks about the most successful EBS graduates. I named Ott Kaukver, the vice chairman of Twilio, who's probably the highest ranked Estonian origin top executive in the world right now. But you are also familiar of the founders of Bolt or Taxify. The older of the brothers is our alumnus, but there are many others. So you may like to refer to our webpage as well. So I'm willing to share the link right away with you. The question about mobility window. The mobility window is the third semester in your program, and it is the semester for elective and optional courses only. It basically means that you are eligible to go to our partner university based on your own choice. So you are free to study the courses you like the best in the partner university you like the best, and we will transfer all the credits to EBS, provided those are in accordance with your study program. The advantage of the mobility window is also that while paying your tuition fee to EBS, you can easily access to the most prestigious universities in Europe, where the tuition fee is probably 3 or 4 times higher. So that's also a kind of your window to the world. And we, of course, recommend our students to learn the subjects which are not offered in EBS in our partner university. So it's also broadens your scope of opportunities, I believe. But maybe briefly, Carmen or Lisa Maria, you can comment on what was the value of this mobility semester for you. And there's also a question for Carmen, how can students join the student council?
Well, first of all, your question, the value of mobility window, it made it a lot more easier to get my own wanted subjects, which I want to take, because I could all bring them back. And it was easier to choose from, since I could use, even since I went to Paris and the school was where you could also take master classes, then I had some master degree classes with myself, which was very interesting. And for the second question, how can students join the student council? Thank you, Lisa Maida. Basically, in the beginning of the year, we will put out all the information through our social media channels to our Facebook and Instagram. You can follow our Instagram or check it out already. It's called EBSICAS. And then we will post to what fields do we need anybody and what's the job about. And then you send in your application, which is basically why do you want to join us and what is your background. And then we will meet up with you and see how it goes.
Thanks for sharing. Maybe you can still stay with us on the screen. Lisa, are you also here still? There's a question whether it's possible to combine working and learning full-time at the same time. Yes, it is possible. Based on my own experience, I did it once. And we have also seen some students who enrolled themselves to 60 ECTS credits, which is a double workload than we normally expect from our students. And we're still somehow able to go, but it very much depends on what is your previous experience and how deep you are actually willing to go with your studies. Because to be honest, it's not about we making it extremely hard for you to pass the courses. It's more about we are trying to create an environment where the sky is the limit and everyone can really learn as much as he or she is willing to. So we always aim to offer more than the minimum standards are. But Lisa is here now. So what is your experience? Did you try it out to working and studying simultaneously at the same time? We can't hear you. Lisa, your mic is not on, I'm afraid. Okay, should be now. Lisa, okay, there's something wrong with the mic, I'm afraid. Okay, Lisa can probably write me her thoughts in the chat room as well. A strange question, free car parking. Well, the straightforward answer is that no, we are not providing a free parking for students. And to be honest, we are even not providing a free parking for our lecturers. So everyone is pretty much on the same page here. But the parking is definitely cheaper in our facilities compared to the city center prices. So yeah, that might be something to let you know. Okay, dear guests, any more questions? Anything you'd like to discuss? All right. If not, then may I ask? Oh, Lina is back here. Yeah.
Yes, I actually received one question, so I would like to answer it if I may, because it might interest more people than just one. Thank you for your question. The question was about if you have passed some subjects previously in another university, whether you can bring them on to EBS. If you have studied previously in another university, yes, you can, but of course they have to be compliable with your degree that you're studying here. So you can bring some of them over, and also study consultants help you with this. So once you apply and you get positive admission decision, you will be able to basically, with the help of study consultant, decide which are the subjects that you can bring over. And yeah, some of them can be used.
Okay, one more question. What are the typical tasks our students fulfill if they enroll themselves to the internship in the specialization of technology business? If I get you right, Sander. Well, it really varies a lot. And it depends on the agreement between you and your internship place. However, where we consult and help our students is preparing yourself for the internship, which meets your career prospects the best. So instead of just asking our students to get whatever kind of work experience or internship experience, we really help and prepare students for the internship experience, which is in accordance with their career development plans. So if you're going to be a student in EBS, Sander, I think we can figure it out what suits best for you, and I think you wouldn't disappoint here with your internship neither. Okay, and now we have the final poll. We kindly ask you to answer. It's time to close the session. So how do you feel? Is Estonian Business School the right place for you? And there are 4 polling options for you to choose between, and you can see those on the slide. We also consider that as a bit of feedback for the session, and if you like to or are willing to provide some feedback about the session or like to ask anything, feel free to contact us whenever you like. Wow! Let me say I'm really positively a bit surprised even, maybe. We see that 13 people are willing to start their studies in here, and 15 more are considering. So I hope we are able to convince 3 of you who are in need of being convinced a bit more so, please contact us. We are willing to explain and consult you on all the matters you may face. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, and we are wishing you a beautiful evening ahead, a nice springtime, and thank you, dear colleagues, for spending this hour with us and letting us hear more about your experience and understanding of EBS and the programs. Thank you so much, and we are hoping to meet you all soon again.